more modern laissez-faire economists, they have lost a lot of that, and it's purely about economics.
Yeah, I'm really glad you brought that up, because I actually think one of the ways to understand Homo economicus as a theory that started to shape our world in a way that might be ethically problematic is to go back to earlier versions of economics. Even if you go back to Adam Smith, everyone reads The Wealth of Nations, no one reads his tract on moral sentiments anymore. Yeah. But if you go back to that first generation, and I talk about it with people like Washington and so on, they believed in the interests, economic interests, and the sentiments. You had to inculcate sentiments of empathy, or Adam Smith calls it fellow feeling. And what I think you get in the second generation of sort of free market theory is a much more idealized, in some sense logically rigorous, rational choice, game type vision, but it's all interests. And the theory doesn't have any space for the sentiments. In fact, the sentiments are just another interest on that view. They can reinscribe it into a view that while Mother Teresa prefers to maximize her interest by helping the poor in Calcutta, and Steve Jobs prefers to maximize his interest by, getting fabulously wealthy and making, iPads or something. And it's all the same because you're just maximizing your preferences. And so you get this kind of view that, although it claims to be descriptive, is actually subverting certain moral languages, where I would want to say, no, but Mother Teresa is doing something that comes, if you like, to use the older language, from a sentiment, a virtue, that is not simply reducible to self-interest. And we lose that if we reinscribe everything. And so I think there was, one of the things I talk about in the book, I think there was a break or a discontinuity between earlier liberalism of the founding generation, classical liberalism, I'm using the term not here in the modern culture war sense, but in the sense that covers a broader political tradition. Earlier liberalism had a space theoretically for the sentiments, and Adam Smith even says, if you don't have the sentiments, society will not stay together very long. And in a way, I think we're seeing that. We're seeing a society that has been so much about individual interest that left, right, people are very bad at a commons, at thinking about and inculcating as character a commons, something where we share a sentiment, a fellow feeling, and empathy with one another.
It's a story that matters.